Alwa's Awakening, first released February of 2017, retailing for $9.99. Available on all modern platforms, and some not-so-modern platforms, though buying it on those will be considerably more expensive. Alwa's Awakening is a Metroidvania in a faux 8-bit style, and while it might try to look like a NES game, it is not nearly as difficult as any NES game. You play as Zoe. You find yourself having mysteriously woken up in a strange land. You have to explore the world to find 4 dungeons and beat 4 bosses. And after that, deal with one more final dungeon and boss. To get through this, you have a staff to hit things with. And over the course of the game, you will find 3 more abilities to use, and upgrades for them. First, the ability to spawn a green block that you can push around and jump on to help you with platforming. When upgraded, it'll float on the water, a blue bubble that will float up for a bit before bursting. You can jump on top of it and be taken a little higher, again to help you with platforming. When upgraded, it no longer bursts. Finally, you'll get a lightning bolt. You attack things with it mostly. It also opens specific doors. And there is no upgrade for it. And a lot of the game is centered around puzzle platforming challenges where you have to combine those first 2 abilities. As you explore the world, you'll find little orbs scattered around the map. Collecting enough of these will cause an automatic attack to happen at the beginning of boss fights. The more of these orbs you collect, the more powerful this attack will be. If you're looking for it to do the maximum amount of damage, you'll need to get all of the orbs. And may I say good luck with that. When you're not in dungeons, you'll explore the world and you will encounter NPCs. Some of them will have things they want, and you can help them with that for various rewards. One of the very merciful things about this game is, if you get an item and then die, you respawn back at the save point, and you still have whatever you just found. So you never have to go and get the same item twice because you got it and then died. The game does count your deaths, and does tell you exactly how many times you've died each and every time you die. It also tells you on the save menu. Overall, the game is not that hard to play. The harder part is actually figuring out where to go, especially in the early stages, as you have limited abilities and will see many places where there's platforms you simply can't reach. The other challenge you deal with for most of the game is the fact you only have 3 hit points. You do eventually get an item that doubles your hit points effectively, but that item has to be refilled every time you use it, which, if you keep dying to a boss, can lead you to have to backtrack out of that dungeon repeatedly to refill that item. And that did become a point of frustration for me at a certain point. But speaking of the bosses, they all have a pattern, you just need to figure it out. And all of them seem very intimidating at first, but once you've cracked that code of how they move, they suddenly become very easy. Even more so if you found a lot of orbs to do a lot of damage right at the start of the fight. But overall, once you get over that initial hurdle of what exactly do I do, the game becomes pretty smooth sailing from that point on. But is Alwa's Awakening worth your time and money? Well, if you're buying it digitally on any modern platform, it's only $10, and is about 10 hours of game. And that's pretty reasonable considering I've seen $60 games only last 10 hours. But this game is really for people that have played games on the NES and have fond memories of doing so, but want something that's maybe a little more reasonable, a little more approachable, and a lot less punishing. As this does want to wear the skin of a NES game, while having internals that are far more modern, letting you keep items you found even if you die, having a fairly large amount of save points, and also warp points around the map for fast travel. No limit on how many lives you have. So yes, I do recommend Alwa's Awakening, and $10 is a steal of a price for this game. Now, if you're looking for it on other platforms in a physical format, it's gonna get pretty expensive, and I don't recommend that, personally. But if you are someone that's into collecting, a physical version of this for the NES would be a pretty cool item to have in a collection. Please do subscribe, comment, like, and tell your friends.